What's going on, everybody? Just put the link for the score sheet in the comment section if you want to go ahead and download that to play along. And we're going to go through tonight's game rather quickly. I'm a bit under the weather today, so we're going to fly through this stuff a little faster than usual. So while we wait for the rest of the room to join us, I'm going to go through the rules real quick on how we play our play-at-home trivia nights. We are going to play 5 rounds of pub-style trivia. First round is a picture round, followed by 3 specific categories, and then 1 round of general trivia. Each round is made up of 5 questions worth 1 point each, and a bonus question worth 2 points. Those bonus questions tend to be a little bit harder. That's why they're worth twice as many points. I'm going to read you the questions. They'll also appear on the screen. You're going to write down your answers on your own score sheet. Please do not put any answers in the comment section. Write them down on your score sheets at home. You can either use the score sheet provided, or you can use any piece of scratch paper lying around the house. Just make sure you have enough room for 30 answers, and you group your answers together by round. After I repeat the questions to you, I will then reveal the answers, and you guys are going to score your own score sheets at home. So please, we're playing on the honor system tonight. No cheating, no looking up answers, no changing answers or filling in the blank. We're just playing to have a little fun, keep our brains exercise through all this nonsense. So please, no cheating. At the end of the final round, you are going to add up the scores from all 5 of your rounds and put your final score nice and big on your score sheet. Circle it so I can see it. Then you're going to take out your smartphone and take a picture of your score sheet and send it to me on Facebook Messenger. Or if you're playing in one of the other platforms, you can send me a DM on Twitter or just post your score in the comment section. You can double your score for one of the 5 rounds tonight, and you do that by circling your group of answers for that round before the correct answers are revealed. So when I give you that little bit of time before, in between reading the questions and revealing the answers, if you think you've done real well, go ahead and just put a big circle around your entire group of answers for that round, and then you can give yourself double the amount of points for that round. When we play this game in person on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at the Firewater Saloon, you have to turn in your score sheets each round before you hear the answers, so you don't have the score sheet with you when the answers are read. So in the spirit of the game, I ask that you please circle your round that you want to double before the answers are read. Please don't wait to hear the answers and say, hey, we got all 6 right, let's double that one, or wait to the end of the night and just pick your best round and go with that one. So basically the 3 major infractions here are cheating of any kind, putting answers in the comment section, and doubling your score after you've heard the answers. Other than that, the game will run smoothly. And here are our categories for this Wednesday night. We're going to start off with a picture round. Will be our extinct hockey logos. I will show you some pictures of logos of hockey teams that no longer exist. You have to tell me which team that is. Then we're going to do a round on board games. Everybody loves board games. We'll do a round on those for round 2. Round 3 be all about Charlie Sheen. Yeah, he's still around. We'll do a round on Charlie Sheen for round 3. Round 4 is called Guessing Trio. That's where I'm going to give you a question, like which is the youngest or which is the least, which was out first, and then give you 3 choices, and you just have to guess the correct answer. Then we'll end the night with our general trivia round. There is no multiple choice or true-false questions in the general trivia round. Keep that in mind when thinking about what round you want to double. As you see at the bottom, scrolling by, you have my PayPal and Venmo information. If you're feeling generous tonight and you'd like to send a tip, please do so at one of those 2 apps. Tipping is not required to play, but it sure is appreciated, as my two main sources of income are on hiatus. I can't host trivia in large groups, and there are no hockey games for me to get paid to cover or go on any scouting assignments. So any tips are, any and all tips are definitely appreciated. Also, if you don't want to tip and you want to help out, you can go over to thehockeywriters.com, my author page there in that banner at the bottom, and start clicking away. I do a daily Today in Hockey History column, along with some prospects news, Blackhawks coverage, AHL coverage, all kinds of good stuff over there. Go ahead and start clicking away on there. The more clicks I get, the more money they send. So that's another way to help out during our little can't do stuff in public times. All right, so those are our categories. As I mentioned, we're going to get this game through it as quickly as possible. Not feeling particularly well today, so we are going to go quick, and we're going to get right to it. Our first round is extinct hockey logos. I'm going to show you pictures of 5 different hockey logos for teams that no longer exist. You got to tell me the team. Obviously, if you know the city and team name is preferred, both the city and team name. So let's do it. Here's hockey logo number 1. What extinct hockey team's logo is this? Write that down on your score sheet. That is logo number 1. See, if you read my history column every day, you would have seen all these logos numerous times, and you'd know these answers. So reading those hockey history columns has its perks. All right, let's do number 2. There we go. What team that doesn't exist anymore use this logo? And logo number 3, here it is. It is extinct hockey logo number 3. What team is this? Logo number 4. Here it is up on the screen for you. There we are. A couple of these are going to return for this upcoming season in new reverse retro jerseys the league is coming out with. And number 5, this one might be the hardest one of the group. This is logo number 5. What team used this logo? I think that's a fish. I think, though, I don't know. It's hard to tell. This team was not in existence very long. And we have a bonus question for our extinct hockey logo round. I forgot to change my background for this round. Gotta get our hockey background going. Bonus question. For 2 points, what current NHL team started as the Kansas City Scouts, then became the Colorado Rockies before settling into their permanent home, which they still play at today? For 2 points, what current NHL team started as the Kansas City Scouts, then became the Colorado Rockies after 2 years in KC before settling in their permanent home. All right, let's go through these logos one more time for you. Here we go. Extinct logo number 1. Here comes number 2 at you a second time. And extinct logo number 3. Number 4 for a second time. There it is. And number 5, one last time. This one's the toughest one of the group, I think. It's the oldest one. They weren't a team for very long. All right, and that bonus question one more time for you. For 2 points, what current NHL team started as the Kansas City Scouts, then became the Colorado Rockies before settling into their permanent home? That's the Colorado Rockies logo right above my head there. That one. It's hard to do it in reverse. There it is. That's the Colorado Rockies logo. All right, I'll give you guys a minute here to finalize those answers. If you think you did well this round and you want to double your score for our picture round, go ahead and put a big circle around your group of answers right now. If not, you still got 4 other chances to use that double score. We got board games, Charlie Sheen, guessing trios, and our general trivia round still to come. All right, let's do our answers for round number 1 here. Mark it down on your score sheets. Extinct hockey logo number 1. That, of course, one of the greatest logos in the history of all sports, I think. The Hartford Whalers. Brass Bonanza. Go Whale. Carolina Hurricanes are bringing back this logo for their reverse retro jersey, and I might just have to get one. Number 2, these guys are now the Winnipeg Jets, the second Winnipeg Jets, but they started as the Atlanta Thrashers, one of 2 teams to start in Atlanta and eventually move to Canada. Of course, the Flames were the Atlanta Flames for the first few years of their existence before going to Calgary. Number 3, old rival of the Blackhawks back in the Norris Division days, the Minnesota North Stars. Anybody who was a hockey fan in the 80s, early 90s would remember that one. Number 4, this is another logo that's going to be brought back for the reverse retro jerseys. The Colorado Avalanche are going to use that because they used to be the Quebec Nordiques. That was the Quebec Nordiques logo back in the day. And number 5, this one was a tough one. Kudos to anybody who got this one right. This was a team that was part of the original expansion in 1967, but they only played about 4 or 5 seasons total. These are the California Golden Seals. The California Golden Seals is number 5. And that bonus question, Let's get rid of that and put our bonus question back up on the screen. What current NHL team started as the Kansas City Scouts, then became the Colorado Rockies before settling into their permanent home? In 1982 is when they moved to the East Coast and New Jersey. We're talking about the New Jersey Devils. New Jersey Devils started in KC and Denver before landing in New Jersey. They've had a pretty good run there. They've won a few championships. They do pretty good. All right. So those answers again for round number 1 are the Whalers. The Thrashers was number 2. Number 3 was the North Stars. The Nordiques was number 4. The California Golden Seals was number 5. And the New Jersey Devils was our bonus question answer. So that wraps up round number 1. Let's move right into round number 2. Board games is the category. Everybody loves a good game night and playing board games. Let's do some questions on some classic board games. Here we go. Question number 1 for round 2 of 5 on your score sheets. In this game, you must answer the questions: who done it, with what, and where. In this game, you must answer the questions: who done it, with what, and where. Number 2, which game piece was added to the game Operation in 2004? Was it the wrenched ankle, the brain freeze, or the Charlie horse? What game piece was added to Operation in 2004? Was it the wrenched ankle, the brain freeze, or the Charlie horse? Good old Operation. That was a fun game. I hated getting the pencil in the wrist, and the bread basket sucked because there was nothing to grab it. The bread basket was the worst, I think. You can get a grip on the pencil. The problem was that opening was so narrow that it was tough to keep a straight hand lifting it up. The bread basket, it was hard to even grab. That's why I never became a surgeon. Didn't have the steady hand, nor did I want to go to school for that many years either. Nor could I afford to, because the Big Bucks is hosting online trivia. Yeah, you surgeons, you guys are all suckers. You should be hosting online trivia. Number 3, true or false? Monopoly was originally called the landlord's game. True or false? Monopoly was originally called the landlord's game. Number 4 for the board game round. How many hits does it take to sink a submarine in the game Battleship? Is it 3, 4, or 5? How many hits does it take to sink the submarine in the game Battleship? 3, 4, or 5? And number 5 for your score sheets. On Seinfeld, which board game do Newman and Kramer play on the subway? On Seinfeld, which game do Newman and Kramer play on the subway? I don't know why I capitalized subway there. I guess I was hungry and was thinking of a sandwich. I haven't had a Subway sandwich in a while. I'm okay with that. On Seinfeld, which board game do Newman and Kramer play on the subway, among other places? They couldn't trust each other to leave it unattended, so they took it with them everywhere they went, including playing it on a crowded subway that ended in disaster. And our bonus question is for you Scrabble nerds. Jazzy is the highest scoring 5-letter word in the game Scrabble. For 2 points, how many points would you score playing this word? Just straight up, just by the tile value. There's no double letter, double word scores. You're using it on just the standard tiles. Jazzy is the highest scoring 5-letter word in the game Scrabble. For 2 points, how many points would you score by playing this word? And I'm talking about just the value on the tiles. No double letters, no triple word, any of the bonus tiles. Just the value printed on the actual letter tiles themselves. How many points is Jazzy? It's the highest scoring 5-letter word you could play. All right, let's repeat these questions for you real quick. Board games is round number 2. In this game, you must answer the questions: who done it, with what, and where. Who done it, with what, and where. What game is that? Number 2, which game piece was added to Operation in 2004? Was it the wrenched ankle, the brain freeze, or the Charlie horse? Number 3, true or false, Monopoly was originally called the Landlord's Game. The Landlord's Game. Number 4, how many hits does it take to sink your submarine in the game Battleship? Is that 3, 4, or 5? There we go. Tom, sorry, Tom, just seeing you. This is the second round. You missed our picture round. But it was all NHL logos, hockey logos. So being overseas, that may or may not have been your thing anyway. So this is round 2. Question number 5. On Seinfeld, which board game do Newman and Kramer play on the subway? And the bonus question: Jazzy is the highest scoring 5-letter word in the game Scrabble. For 2 points, how many points would you score by playing this word? brought to my attention that there is only one Z in the game Scrabble, but this Scrabble website, I got that question off, used it, so that's why I went with it. So just humor me. Pretend there were two Z's in the game Scrabble, and how many points would that be? I don't know why they would use a word like that on their official website that didn't have the appropriate letters, unless they're talking about using one of the blank ones, but you wouldn't get points for that. I don't know. But just humor me and pretend that there's a second Z in Scrabble, and how many points would you get for using that word? Doesn't change the point value. All right, I'll give you guys a minute to finalize those answers. If you did real good on the board game round, you think you did real well, and you still have your double point score option, go ahead and circle your answers if you want to use it for. Go ahead and circle your group of answers now before I read you the answers if you want double points for the board game round. All right, let's do our board game answers real quick for you guys. Number one, in this game, you must answer the questions who done it, with what, and where. We're talking about Clue, which was eventually made into an amazing movie, one of my favorite movies of all time. If you don't like the movie Clue, I'm not sure we can be friends. Tim Curry is the greatest. Number two, which piece was added to operation in 2004? That would be the Brain Freeze. Brain Freeze was a 2004 edition. Those other two were originally part of the game. True or false, Monopoly was originally called the Landlord's Game. That is false. There was a game called the Landlord's Game that was out before Monopoly, and it kind of was the inspiration. Parker Brothers wanted to kind of buy it and make it their own, but the people who had the Landlord's Game didn't want to do that, so they just pretty much ripped them off. So that's false. It was the inspiration for Monopoly, but that was two different games. Number four, how many hits does it take to sink the submarine in the game Battleship? That would be 3. Only 3 hits. 3 hits to sink a submarine and 3 licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. Number 5 on Seinfeld, which board game do Newman and Kramer play on the subway? That would be Risk. That would be Risk, and they were doing okay until Kramer called the Ukraine weak, and then everything went to hell. That's a great episode. And our bonus question, Jazzy is the highest scoring 5-letter word in Scrabble if there were 2 Z's in the game. For 2 points, how many points would you score playing this word? 33 total points for the word Jazzy. 33 points for Jazzy. All right, those answers one more time. Clue was number 1. Number 2 was Brain Freeze. 3 was false. Number 4 was 3, just to confuse you. Risk was our answer for number 5, and 33 was the bonus question answer. So that wraps up our board game round, and we're going to move on to round number 3. We're going to do a round all about our old buddy Charlie Sheen. I was looking through some old trivia files I had on my computer, looking for some stuff. Oh, excuse me, to recycle and bring into the live game, and I found an old round on Charlie Sheen from probably 7 or 8 years ago when he was more of a hot topic. I probably did this round back when all the Tiger Blood winning stuff was going on, because he was all over the place. But hey, he still had an impressive career, even though he is completely crazy. But most of those extremely talented actors are a little bit on the side. So let's do Charlie Sheen trivia, and let's have the little smirky guy behind me stare at you for the next 10 minutes. Here we go. Question number 1 for Charlie Sheen, round 3 of 5. What was Charlie's character Rick Vaughn's name in the nickname? I'm sorry, his Rick Vaughn's nickname in the 1989 comedy Major League. Charlie Sheen played Rick Vaughn in Major League. What was Vaughn's nickname? Question number 2. In 2002, Charlie won the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a TV Comedy for his work on which sitcom? Was that Anger Management, Spin City, or Two and a Half Men? In 2002, pay attention to the year, Charlie won the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a TV Comedy for his work on which of these sitcoms? Was it Anger Management, Spin City, or Two and a Half Men? All right. Number 3, true or false, Tim Burton considered Charlie for the role of Batman/Bruce Wayne in the 1989 Batman movie before giving it to Michael Keaton. True or false, Tim Burton considered Charlie Sheen for the role of Batman and Bruce Wayne for his 1989 Batman movie, giving it to Michael Keaton, before giving it to Michael Keaton. On the 34, according to the site I pulled that question off, the Z's are worth 10, so that gives you 20. The J is worth 8, so we're at 28. Y is worth 4, which is 32, and then the A is 1 point, so that gives you 33. Unless this site is wrong, I don't know, but according to the site I pulled this off of Tile Values, it has J worth 8 points and Y worth 4 points. Let's try another site and see if they get those point values. Let's collaborate. Yep, according to the official Scrabble site, Z's are 10s, J's are 8, Y is 4, and A is 1. So that gives us the 33. All right, back to Charlie Sheen, shall we? Number 4, Charlie made a brief appearance in the police station scene of what 1986 John Hughes directed comedy classic? Was that Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, or Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Charlie made a brief appearance in the police station scene of what 1986 John Hughes directed comedy classic? Was it Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, or Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Number 5 for the Charlie Sheen round. In 1987's Wall Street, who played Charlie's father? The 1987 movie Wall Street, great movie. Who played Charlie Sheen's character's dad? Bonus question for 2 points. Name 2 movies that Charlie has appeared in with his brother, Emilio Estevez. Name any 2 movies that Charlie and Emilio Estevez have been in together. It is a total of 8. They've been in 8 movies together over the course of their careers. Name 2 of them, any 2 of those movies, and you'll get 2 points. If you can only come up with one, I'll give you 1 point. But in order to get 2 points, I need 2 movies that both Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen have been in together. All right, let's do our let's repeat these questions. Number 1, Charlie's character Rick Vaughn's nickname in 1989's Major League. What was it? What was his nickname, Rick Vaughn? Number 2, in 2002, Charlie won the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a TV comedy for his work on which sitcom? Was it Anger Management, Spin City, or 2.5 Men? Number 3, true or false, Tim Burton considered Charlie for the role of Batman/Bruce Wayne in his 1989 Batman movie before he eventually gave it to Michael Keaton. Number 4, Charlie made a brief appearance in the police station scene of what 1986 John Hughes directed comedy classic? Was that Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, or Ferris Bueller's Day Off? And number 5, in 1987's Wall Street, who played Charlie's father? Who played Charlie's character's dad in Wall Street? If you've never seen that one, that one's a good one. That's a good 80s movie. And our bonus question for 2 points, name the 2 movies that Charlie has appeared in with his brother, Emilio Estevez. Name 2 of the movies, not the 2. There's 8 total movies these brothers have appeared in together. Name any 2 of them. All right, I'll give you guys a minute here to finalize those answers, and then we'll reveal them to you. Don't forget, we usually do our theme nights on Thursday nights, and tomorrow will be our next big theme night, and we're going to be doing the all office trivia tomorrow night starting at 7 p.m. 1 week from tomorrow on the 10th, we're going to do a pro wrestling round. All wrestling questions on the 10th. The 17th, we'll do another Jeopardy night. We did that about a month ago. We'll do it again. All Jeopardy questions. We'll play the game in the format of Jeopardy. You have to answer the questions. You have to answer the answers in the form of a question. They all have money value attached to them. Then we'll do 2 back-to-back Wednesdays. Christmas, and on Wednesday the 23rd, all Christmas trivia, and 2020 year in review on the 30th. That'll be our final That'll be our final Play at Home Trivia Night of the year. So we'll do all questions on 2020 on the 30th. A bunch of questions on stuff that got canceled. All right, let's do our answers for Charlie Sheen. Number one, what was Rick Vaughn's nickname in Major League? That was the Wild Thing. He was the Wild Thing. This is the Major League, son. Up here, we wear caps and sleeves. Number two, 2002, Charlie won a Golden Globe for Best Actor in a TV Comedy for his work on which sitcom? That would be Spin City. Spin City. Number three, true or false, Tim Burton considered Charlie for the role of Batman/Bruce Wayne in the 1989 Batman movie before giving the part to Michael Keaton. That is true. He did think about giving that role to Charlie Sheen. That would have been cool. Charlie Sheen as Bruce Wayne. I'm not sure how he could have pulled off the Batman, but I think he would have done a really good Bruce Wayne. Number four, Charlie made a brief appearance in the police station scene of what 1986 John Hughes comedy? That, of course, is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Very brief cameo for Charlie in that. Foreshadowing. He's in there for drugs, and that wasn't the last time he was ever in a police station because of drugs. Number five, in 1987's Wall Street, who played Charlie's character's father? Well, that'd be his real-life father, Martin Sheen. Martin Sheen played Charlie's dad in the movie. Speaking of real-life family, the bonus question for 2 points, name any two movies that Charlie has appeared in with his brother Emilio Estevez. You had 8 to choose from. If you have any two of these, give yourself 2 points. They were in Badlands, Wisdom, The First Young Guns, Never on Tuesday, Men at Work, Loaded Weapon 1, Rated X, and Machete Kills. A whole lot of crap. Young Guns is good, even though Young Guns 2 is better. That is a hill I will die on. Men at Work has its moments, but the rest of that is a bunch of trash. So if you have any two of those movies, you get 2 points. If you have just one, you can go ahead and give yourself 1 point. Obviously, if you didn't get any, you don't get any points. That's how that works. All right, those answers, again, were Wild Thing for number 1, Spin City for number 2, 3 was True, 4 was Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Martin Sheen was number 5, and that bonus question answer. Any one of these movies, any two of these movies gets you 2 points. Badlands, Wisdom, Young Guns, Never on Tuesday, Men at Work, Loaded Weapon 1, Rated X, and Machete Kills. All right, let's keep moving along. We're going at a good pace here tonight. Let's keep it going. Round number 3, something we haven't done here yet. Guessing Trios is going to be round number 3. This round, I'm going to read you a question and then give you 3 choices, a trio of choices, and you have to guess which one is right. All these questions are kind of ranking something, like what happened first, which one is the smallest, which one, stuff like that. They're ranking questions, but you have to come up with the correct answer. So let's get started with our Guessing Trios round. Number 1, which continent has the lowest population? Is that Africa, Europe, or North America? Which continent has the lowest population of these 3? Africa, Europe, or North America? Question number 2, which Leonardo DiCaprio movie was released the earliest? Inception, Catch Me If You Can, or Basketball Diaries? Which Leonardo DiCaprio movie came out first? Inception, and Catch Me If You Can, or Basketball Diaries? Number 3, which is the earliest heard song in the Disney movie Cinderella? Is it Bibbidi Boppity Boo, Little Dressmakers, or A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes? Which of these songs do you hear first in the movie Cinderella? Bibbidi Boppity Boo, Little Dressmakers, or A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes? Number 4, which one of these actresses is the youngest? Is it Susan Sarandon, Kathy Bates, or Sissy Spacek? Which one of these actresses is the youngest? Is it Susan Sarandon, Kathy Bates, or Sissy Spacek? Question number 5. Which one of these is the shortest Beatles song? Her Majesty, She Loves You, or I Want to Hold Your Hand? Which one of these is the shortest Beatles song? Her Majesty, She Loves You, or I Want to Hold Your Hand? And we have a bonus trio for you. This one is worth 2 points. Which one of these U.S. beers is the youngest? Is that Old Milwaukee, Budweiser, or Coors Banquet? Which one of these U.S. brewed beers came out last? Which one is the youngest? Old Milwaukee, Budweiser, or Coors Banquet? Let's repeat these for you real quick. Number 1, which one of these continents has the lowest population? Is that Africa, Europe, or North America? Who's got the fewest people living in it? Number 2, which Leonardo DiCaprio movie was released the earliest? Which one of these came out first? Inception, Catch Me If You Can, or Basketball Diaries? Number 3, which is the earliest heard song in the Disney movie Cinderella? Which one do we hear first? Bibbidi Boppity Boo, Little Dressmakers, or A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes? Number 4, which of these actresses is the youngest? Susan Sarandon, Kathy Bates, or Sissy Spacek? Number 5, which one of these is the shortest Beatles song? Her Majesty, She Loves You, or I Want to Hold Your Hand? And the bonus trio for 2 points. Which one of these U.S. beers is the youngest? Which one came out last? Old Milwaukee, Budweiser, or Coors Banquet? All right. Give you guys a moment here to finalize those answers. Forget to like the Trivia Nights with Greg Facebook page if you haven't done so already. That's where you keep updated on all our categories for our play at home nights. which we do every Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday until we can get back to doing this in person again. And then once we get back to the in-person games, that's where you can get the categories for those games, as well as some free questions and all kinds of fun stuff there. You can vote on we do a player's choice round every week. So yeah, make sure you're liking that Facebook page. All right, let's do our answers here. You can also subscribe to the YouTube channel. Trivia Nights with Greg has a YouTube channel as well. It's another place to catch the live streams. If you're not a big Facebook person, there's another option for you. So head over there, hit the subscribe button while you're playing along. Number 1, which has the lowest population of these continents? That would be this continent, at least for most of us. North America. North America. If Tom's still playing, that doesn't count. He's not in North America. Number 2, which Leonardo DiCaprio movie was released the first? That would be Basketball Diaries. Basketball Diaries came out first. Number 3, which is the earliest song heard in Cinderella? That would be A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes. That's the first song we heard. Number 4, which of these actresses is the youngest? Susan Sarandon, Kathy Bates, or Sissy Spacek? That'd be Sissy Spacek is our youngest of that trio. The prom queen. Number 5, which of these is the shortest Beatles song, clocking in at an impressive 14 seconds long? Is Her Majesty. Her Majesty. And the bonus trio worth 2 points. Which one of these U.S. beers is the youngest? I bet you a lot of you didn't pick this one. I would have thought this was the oldest, but it's actually Budweiser. Budweiser is the one of those 3 beers that came out last. I would have guessed that to be the correct. I would have guessed that to be the oldest of the 3, and I would have been wrong. So those answers again for guessing trios. Number 1 was North America. Number 2, Basketball Diaries. Number 3, A Dream Is a Wish Your Heart Makes. Number 4, Sissy Spacek. Number 5, Her Majesty. And the bonus answer, Budweiser. All right, we got one more round for you. It's our general trivia round. And this is where I just ask you some random questions. You come up with the specific answers. Hopefully you do. There's no multiple choice or either or answers on this round. So you either know it or you got to try and guess. So we'll separate the winners from losers in this round, most likely. Here we go. General trivia. Don't forget, after this round, you are going to send me your final scores via Facebook Messenger or Twitter. All right, here we go. Number 1, which shoe company is named after a species of South African antelope? Which shoe company is named after a species of South African antelope? Excuse me. Number 2, in what city would you find the headquarters of Interpol? In what city would you find the headquarters of Interpol? Number 3, how many cars traditionally make up the starting grid of the Indianapolis 500? How many cars traditionally make up the starting grid of the Indianapolis 500? Number 4, who was the first ever WWF Women's Champion? Might have been called the WWF at that point when this happened. It was a long time ago. But who was the first ever WWF Women's Champion? Just giving you a little prep work for next week's Pro Wrestling Night. I'm excited for that one. I know it's not for everybody, and we'll probably have a small group playing, but that's okay. I've been teasing doing a wrestling night for months. I'm finally going to do it. Should be fun. I think I'm going to bring back the video round for the wrestling night. Maybe something with guess that finisher. I'd show you the finishing move, and you got to tell me the name. Something fun like that. It'll be a fun night. Those of my fellow wrestling nerds out there will enjoy it. I know at least 2 people who will be playing along that night. Number 5, what company used a Messing with Sasquatch ad campaign? I don't think they use it anymore, but they did for a while. What company used a Messing with Sasquatch ad campaign? Messing with Sasquatch. It was a pretty successful run there for that company. Do you remember who it was? And our bonus question, our final question of the night. We've made it. For 2 points, what currency was used in Italy prior to the euro? What currency was used in Italy prior to the euro? This one is worth 2 points. All right, let's repeat these questions for you real quick in case you need to hear one again. General trivia, final round of the night. Number 1, which shoe company is named after a species of South African antelope? Number 2, in what city would you find the headquarters of Interpol? Number 3, how many cars traditionally make up the starting grid for the Indianapolis 500? Number 4, who was the first ever World Wrestling Federation's women's champion? This was a while ago. And number 5, what company used the Messing with Sasquatch ad campaign? And the bonus question one more time. For 2 points, what currency was used in Italy prior to the euro? What currency, easy for me to say, was used in Italy before the introduction of the euro? All right, I'm going to give you guys a moment to finalize those answers. Don't forget once you finish getting the answers for this round, go ahead and add up the scores from all 5 of your rounds and take a picture of your score sheet and send it to me via Facebook Messenger. You can do that to either the Trivia Nights with Greg Facebook page or my personal account. Doesn't matter. They show up on the same iPad. If you're playing on Periscope, you can send me a message via Twitter or just post your score in the comments. Same thing with YouTube. You can just post your score in the comments section if you'd like. I don't think you could put a picture in the comments section of the YouTubes. Maybe you can. I've never tried it, but I don't think you can. Forget tomorrow night, we'll be back here. Hopefully I'll be feeling better and be my more chipper self, but dealing with a little bit of food poisoning today. So hopefully this is only a 24-hour little bug and it gets out of my system by tomorrow night. We're going to be doing all office trivia tomorrow. So if you got friends that are big Office fans, start trying to recruit them. Get a Zoom call going. Come and join us for some Office trivia. I'll have those categories posted for you in the morning or early afternoon, depending on how I get my day started tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be able to sleep the whole night through and feel good in the morning. All right, here we go. Number 1, which shoe company is named after a species of South African antelope? That would be Reebok. Reebok. I think we've had that question before, at least in the in-person games. I know. Number 2, in what city would you find the headquarters of Interpol? That would be Paris, France. Paris, France is where Interpol is. Number 3, how many cars traditionally make up the starting grid for the Indy 500? That would be 33. Kind of a weird number, but they do 11 rows of 3. Most stock car or auto races, their starting is rows of 2, but for some reason Indy does rows of 3. So 33 cars make up the Indy 500. Number 4, who was the first WWF Women's Champion? She's pretty much the only one for a very, very long time. Fabulous Moolah, the Fabulous Moolah, who, depending on who you listen to and who you believe, might have been allegedly a very horrible person or might not have been. It all depends on which side of the story you want to believe. Number 5. Which company used a messing with Sasquatch ad campaign? That would be Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Jack Link's Beef Jerky. Remember those commercials with Bigfoot? And the bonus question, the final question of the night, for 2 points. What currency was used in Italy prior to the euro? That would be the lira. They used the lira. That was Italy's currency before the euro. So those answers one more time for you. Reebok was number 1. Number 2 was Paris. Number 3 was 33. Second time tonight, 33 was an answer. Fabulous Moolah was number 4. Number 5 was Jack Link's Beef Jerky. And the bonus question was the lira. So that wraps up the evening for my portion. I'm done reading you the questions and answers. I have no more. So this is where I need you to chip in and start sending me your final scores so I can figure out who our big winner, where our big winner is. So start getting those sheets finalized. Lauren, I saw your tweet. You can go ahead and give yourself that answer. All right, got some early scores rolling in. Let's see what we got going on here. Jen, I've got your score. JK squared, thank you. I know you guys are waiting for the pro wrestling night in a week. Let's see here. All right, Christian, I've got your score for you guys. 3 non-tenders. Let's go here, see what we got going on here. We have Titanic swim team. Kind of a low scoring game tonight. I guess there wasn't a whole lot of Charlie Sheen fans out there. All right, I got Team Rios' score. They have the Goonies. Just make sure I'm not missing anybody. All right, let's go ahead and put these in our banners. All right. We also have these guys. Oh, son of a bitch. That didn't get saved. I hate when that happens. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm almost there. All right. And we got this. And our winners. All right, here we go. We got our top 5 locked and loaded. We actually had a tie for third place, a 3-way tie for third place, all with 26 points. Said it was a rather low scoring night tonight. JK Squared, Titanic Swim Team, and Goonies all finish tied for third with 26 points. In second place with 36 points, we have the 3 non-tenders. 3 non-tenders. Is that a chicken reference or is that a Kyle Schwarber reference? And our winner, 37 points, back in the winner's circle. Team Rios, Joey and Anna. Congratulations. I'm taking home another victory tonight. So yeah, that wraps up tonight's game. Again, I apologize for being kind of out of it tonight. So hopefully, as I said, I can get a full night's rest and we'll be back in shape for tomorrow night's office trivia starting at 7 o'clock Chicago time. I'll get those categories out to you as early as possible tomorrow on the Facebook page and my Twitter account. So please keep your eyes open for that. And we'll check back in with you tomorrow. Be safe, be smart, wear your masks, and just be good to yourselves and one another. We'll see you tomorrow night.